Sadhana Puri, and I would like to start off by thanking my fellow classmates for electing me as speaker. When one of my best friends, Addison Howenstein, nominated me to be your speaker on our class page, I thought it was pretty random, since I've never been much of a public speaker. But, nevertheless, writing the speech has served as the best reflection of my time at Franklin, and I'm so honored to celebrate the teachers who never cease to inspire and challenge us, our parents who have tirelessly put up with us and supported us, and of course, the class of 2014. If you do begin to regret your choice, however, feel free to take a nap on the tables to my left and right. And I'm sure that all of you need some rest after 4 years of hard work at Franklin. A wise prophet with a beard and a ponytail, who I once spotted turning water into wine coolers, once said, an essay should be like the length of a woman's skirt. Long enough to cover everything, but short enough to keep everyone interested. Today, I decided to heed his advice in this very speech, despite the Feminist Club's disapproval of the quote. Now, I had some reservations before I did this. I used to listen to the great philosopher Miley Cyrus, who advised me to be a fly on the wall. But some of my dear friends and my parents encouraged me to deliver this speech and come in like a wrecking ball instead. So I said, YOLO, I'll try something new. As a Franklin student, I decided to prepare for this speech with the same intensity that many of us would dedicate to an important term paper. So late last night, I began. I did some research. Benjamin Franklin High School, located on 2001 Leon C. Simon Drive, Baccalaureate Preparatory High School in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. Well, thanks, Wikipedia. What exactly does college preparatory mean? Sure, Franklin has enriched us academically, but it has done so much more than that. Franklin has prepared us for college and for life by forcing us all to do things outside of our comfort zones, to be the daring people that we are. We, the class of 2014, are special because we are willing to take risks and try things that we would not normally do. We're willing to embarrass ourselves if needed. We're willing to speak out for causes that we care about, like green is coming, green is here. We are willing to tweet without a filter, and we are willing to adjust and adapt to change. For example, despite several riots and calls for revolution, we grudgingly accepted the transition from Edmodo to Edlines. Jokes aside, there are so many people in the class of 2014 who have left out of their comfort zones. Our very own Kunri Peng loves, and I mean loves, math, but he also used to play video games almost daily. But then he started to run. He started to play Ultimate. He discovered an outlet that he could enjoy himself through, one completely different from the one he was used to. And while he was willing to change, he didn't let go of his passion. He still loves math, but now he has a tank top tan from running instead of finger calluses from playing too much League. Georgia Borderian is another representation of the passion and originality that the class of 2014 embodies. She has worked tirelessly to hone her skills as a musician and has chosen to take on the arduous and unique challenge of becoming a world-class cellist. Georgia is probably the best cellist we've ever seen, and she plays with a sense of humility that we all try to embody, while still maintaining her powerful sense of conviction. Victoria Slack devotes herself daily to studying ballet and embraces ingenuity by choosing to pursue what she loves. I'm sure she'd be a better white swan than Natalie Portman, and possibly better than Black Swan. Son. While many of us know Janet Rupert as a bold head shavy for St. Baldrick's, / linguistic trendsetter, / 30-second speechwriter, / sci-fi queen, some of us may not realize that Janet has a dream of one day going to space. Let's all say a big, hearty, yes, for Janet. Of course, these are not the only people in the class of 2014 who have dared to stray from the norm. You don't have to be an athlete, musician, dancer, or aspiring space traveler to be spontaneous and original. Each and every one of you, though you may not realize it, has done something great that you would have never imagined yourself doing during your time at Franklin. One of the greatest examples of the class of 2014's ability to reach out of our comfort zones is our willingness to exchange ideas with and even befriend people that are different from us. On my first day of Chem 2 this year, I feared that I would be the only senior in a class swarming with juniors. Blech. But then, I saw Elise Gonzalez, a fellow senior, and I sat next to her. And while we have completely different personalities, she was nominated to be most laid back, my superlative was most scholarly. We ended up becoming lab partners and great friends. And I even befriended a few juniors. So as you can see, Franklin, particularly the class of 2014, is one great big juxtaposition of personalities. We're not exclusive, but we're all inclusive. We're the opposite of the plastics from Mean Girls. At Franklin, you can sit with us. On Wednesdays, however, you can't sit with the Wolfpack unless you're wearing pink. And I'm sure they wouldn't be caught dead wearing anything other than that. That would be social suicide. Anyway, aside from the Wolfpack and its strange sense of social exclusivity, you may wonder, how are such vastly different people able to coalesce so well together? And it's because we have one underlying thing that unites us all, and that is our inner nerd. We Franklin students created a Facebook page, or should I say Edmodo page, called You Know You Go to Ben Franklin When. And I'd like to share with you some highlights from this, and some highlights that I made up that demonstrate how Franklin unites us all. You know you go to Ben Franklin when you try Googling Thor, and Google completes it to Thoreau. Thank you, Dr. Hightower. You know you go to Ben Franklin when you recreate Martin Luther's 95 Theses composed of 95 actual theses from our term papers. Thank you, Addison Hallenstein. And you know you go to Ben Franklin when your form of bullying each other does not include physical violence, but written violence in the form of mean haikus. Thank you, Charlotte Clark, Lucy Cho, and the Combine. And you know you go to Ben Franklin when you win the Louisiana Green Schools Challenge despite all the trees that have been killed due to thousands of homework assignments, research papers, and essays. So clearly, we are not nerds in the sense that we have our heads buried in books 24/7, but we are nerds in the sense that we care about all that we do, even if those things that some of us care about are the occasional game of Dungeons and Dragons and the not-so-occasional game of League of Legends in 2048. Even when we have senioritis and we say those 3 words, I don't care, or those 2 words, I'm dying, we know in our hearts that we really do care, and that with the exception of Matthew Who, we are not actually dying. We all care about and will never forget those times when we as a class have done some unique and daring things together. We created tie-dye t-shirts as sophomores because we could not wait until our junior or senior years to unleash the spirit that was bottled up inside of us. We composed amazing skits, some that could pretty much be considered one-act plays. We made a senior video for this very brunch that is basically a feature film. And we spearheaded an initiative to write kind notes to Miss McKellop at a time when she needed to have some faith in the students at Franklin the most. After Franklin, all of us will hold on to our sense of originality and passion for all that we do. However, we will always know when we need to change for the better and let it go, Frozen style. Seriously, on Friday night during prom, we probably jammed to Let It Go more than we did to any other song. And then we probably got some awkward stares from some of the non-Franklin students for doing so. We don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered us anyway. So, clearly, we are nerds, and we are nerds together. We take risks, and we take them together. We have conviction in all that we do, and this very conviction leads to true originality and profound reinvention. That's what makes the class of 2014 special. That's why all of you inspire me, and that's why I will miss you guys so much. Thank you.